and welcome. I'm Peggy. Yes, Dr. Roger Rhoades is here with me, and he is a family therapist. He also makes life seem simple enough that you can grasp what you need to do to change your life for the better. And he's here today. He says he's going to talk about friendship, okay? So we have a chance to learn something about friendship.
It's real important, Peggy, to look for the benefits of friendship. Because just as you and I are talking a minute ago, it takes time. It takes an investment.
Of course.
Friendships don't just happen.
But it's worth it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know it because you've invested over time and it's paid off for you. But, you know, in this world, the young people are marketed to go, 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 and friendships are not that important in the message we get today. Getting electronic devices are more important. To getting stuff is more important. But boy, you know, it wasn't that long ago that it was important to have a place in your house that you could visit with people. It was important for you to have a meal that you could share. I know of a family that every Sunday night, they have a meal and invite people, friends, neighbors, whomever, to come over. And that dinner is going to last 3-4 hours. And that's an investment. And what I want people to know psychologically is that is of great benefits. That's going to help you live longer. That's going to help you have a better marriage. That's going to make you a better person. You do better. Iron sharpens iron, the Bible says. And that's the same way with friendship. You know, when you're talking to people you're not related to and you're not married to, that are just regular people, it sharpens you. And you live better, and you're better to be around. I mean, when you see people that are all into themselves, boy, that's an ugly moment talking to them. They are not nice people. You know, sitting around, you know, with your little electronic device doesn't make you engageable. You know, it's important to be engageable. It's important for you to engage. And the older generation, better at it. You know, they had a place where come and be. And even many times people say if it wasn't the living room, it was a porch.
Yeah.
You know, that you could walk by. And I can remember, I have a great moment from New Orleans, Louisiana, where I went to school, okay? I was walking home out in the neighborhood. You know, I'm thinking I might get bugged in New Orleans. But I was just walking, and there were some people on a porch, and they were making gumbo.
Oh, boy.
And they said, hey, I didn't know them. I'd never met them. They'd never met me. But they hollered at me. How's it going? I said, that's going good. And the first thing they said is, are you hungry? Now, man, yeah, I'm hungry. Well, listen, we've got more food than we can eat. And if you'd like, come on up and we'll give you a bowl of gumbo, freshly made right here. Wow. And they treated me like I was related to them. I couldn't believe it. And they were so engaging. And it just helped my mind and my heart to develop in that. I said, there it is. There it is.
All right. I think that's wonderful. And I think we've lost a lot. But a lot of this is fear. People are afraid because of crime and all this kind of thing, that they're afraid to engage with people they don't know.
Yes.
Because and it is a legitimate fear.
Well, and it's a fear that's, I love what you say, it's created, Peggy, it's created. You know, if all of a sudden you got to fear this group or you got to fear this group, you know, then it is going to create fear. But if, like one of the things I do, you know, at my age, is I walk around the block for my health. You know, just I need to get out, get fresh air, get stuff. So I'll do that. But when I do that, I make a point to talk to everybody I see. And what's happened is, I know people in the neighborhood. They know me. We engage, and it makes us better. See, that's what amazes me. We have all these shows on television on diet, or all these books on diet. If I just eat vegetables every day, or if I just have cauliflower every day, all of a sudden everything's going to be better. And I'm telling you, that's a little bitty thing, but taking the time and energy to go out and nobody's going to put a gun to your head and make you interact with people. But I'm saying interacting with people increases and betters your life, makes it better for you. You're going to live a better life. You're going to live a longer life like that. You're going to have less issues. But boy, I tell you, when people sit in their house, they don't go anywhere, they don't talk to anybody, or they sit on their electronic devices, I'll tell you, they have more problems than Carter's got pills. Oh, my shoulder hurts. Oh, my knees hurt. Oh, my legs hurt. Oh, I hurt. And they don't get, your family and whoever you married to, they tired of hearing that. About the 20th time you say it, they like, oh, I don't want to hear this again. But see, if you meeting people, they're not going home with you. So they can sympathize. They go, okay. And what's interesting is, since you're not telling this person every day, you're not related to them, you're less likely to say that. You're less likely to complain. But boy, if I'm with people and I see them all day, somehow in my mind I think they ought to be responsible for my issues. And if I don't think they're paying me more attention, Peggy, you know what I do? I create more. I'll tell you a phrase that I don't hear much, but I used to love, lumbago. I don't know what lumbago is, but always somebody says, oh, my lumbago, oh, man. See, and when I hear that, I'm thinking, well, you don't have enough friends. Because people with friends, they're not talking about their lumbago. They're out doing, they're out getting.
But why have we reached the point? There's healing power in friendship.
Oh.
But why have we reached the point where we're afraid to reach out to people, just to people we don't know?
And it's because
fear.
We're marketed to fear them, because it's easier in isolation to sell people things. If I'd have told you there'll be a time when you will not have a landline phone, a phone that's connected to a wire in your house that you pay, hello. If I said, Peggy, there's going to be a time in our life that's not going to happen. Now, you'd look to me and say, that's crazy. And today, that's normal. If you're going to tell me that there's people that would sit and look at a computer for 12, 13 hours a day, every day of the month, you'd say, well, that's crazy. And that there's people that have opportunity to meet other people, but they refuse to go. I've not seen one church out there where the doors are closed. I've not seen one church on Sunday with a guard keeping people from going in. But you got to get up, you got to get dressed, and you got to show up. And then once showing up, you got to take the energy to meet people. And I tell you, I loved it. This last Sunday, I was teaching at First Pres downtown, and it was awesome because the group I was talking to brought a birthday cake. Every month, everybody that has a birthday in that month, they celebrate that birthday with a cake.
That's wonderful.
Yes, and they eat together, and they talk, they laugh. I said, now that's what church is about. That's really what people ought to be doing. See, and it empowers people. It encourages people. It strengthens people. It makes, and what I'm saying today, makes them better. You're a better person. But if you're all up in yourself and it's just you and you sit at home and Sunday comes, you go, I'm not going to, too much trouble. Oh, you go walk around the block, too much trouble. Oh, everybody's going to jump out and get you. That also reminds me of when I went to seminary in New Orleans. There was a group of people, Peggy, that said, New Orleans, that's a dangerous place. You better watch out. Somebody's going to knock you in the head. Somebody's going to rob you and steal from you. And they were fearful. And they would come in on Monday night and stay to Friday, Tuesday to Friday. They would get back in their car and go back to wherever their church was. And I'd say, what's New Orleans like? And they go, we don't know. We just go to school there and come back. I said, this is one of the most flavorful towns. I said, have you ever had any of the gumbo or the etouffee? And they said, no. You never know about that stuff. That's foreign. I said, really? But see, when I went there, I got a job in a psych hospital in New Orleans. The oldest psych hospital in the United States is there. And I got to meet all the people. And I got to talk to them. And they said, well, here's some places you need to go that are pretty safe. And here's some places probably you don't need to go there. Well, I didn't test it. I said, okay, I'm not going to go here, and I'm going to go there. And boy, I got to experience things. I got to get to know people. I got to get to know the town. And it made all the difference in the world. It was such a fruitful, multi-dimensional experience. But I had to put the energy in. I had to invest. And that's part of what we talk about. Investment. Boy, when we talk about our family, even back in the day, if you didn't invest, you didn't have any friends. There were people that were not very friendly in town. I can remember I lived in a little Oklahoma town, and there were people you didn't like them. You didn't talk to them. If you went to school and they didn't talk to you, you didn't like them. But if you wanted to, there were places you had to take the energy, and you had to invest in the time. But if you did, boy, the payoff is that.
I don't think that we've changed so much that people don't want to have friends. I think fear enters into that.
And Peggy, what I'm saying is laziness. Fear and lazy. You just can't. It's like I'm waiting for Ed McMahon to show up and give me $1 million.
People are afraid to associate with strangers.
Yes.
They don't open up to people.
And it's always been there, Peggy. It's not like in 1950 there weren't people were fearful of. But they overrode it. They said, I don't care. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to stretch. And if I do that, I'm going to get a payoff from that. And people and you look throughout history, who did that benefited. All the way from the biblical age, all the way through Europe, all the way to early America. You look at the people that emotionally and spiritually were thrivers, they were engagers. They were willing to invest. They went out of their way, and they connected up with a church. They connected up with a community. They talked to other people. And people notice that. They notice, are you open to connect?
One of the big problems today is loneliness.
Yes. It's epidemic.
It is
people are
sad.
dying every day.
It's really sad. But people used to live close to each other.
Yes.
And now, you have people living in Texas or in California. They're still part of the family, but you don't have relationships with
Right.
them.
And so the old Crosby, Stills, and Nash song, if you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. If I can't be with family, then wait a minute, who can I make my family is available everywhere, in every state. But people take notice of how you behave. If you kind of go, I don't want to have time for you. I don't want to invest in you. I don't like you. Well, people get that message very quickly. And all of a sudden, you're all by yourself.
I don't think it's that people mean to be that way. There are some people, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think the average person wants to shove everybody away. But I think fear enters into it.
Sure, you have to overcome fear. You have to overcome fear.
The world we live in now, you're afraid to engage with strangers. Or you're afraid to pick up somebody and put them in your car if they're standing there waiting for a ride. Because fear is a big part of our lifestyle now, whether we want to admit it or not.
Yeah,
it's tragic.
Fear sells.
It's
fear
tragic.
Sells. That's why you have people selling home protection. Years ago, you never heard of home protection. I can remember, God, boy, I want to show my age, growing up and not locking the door of your house.
My grandmother would go on a trip and never lock her house.
Yes, and that was normal. But that took a choice. That took effort.
The times were different then. They were, Roger.
People were turkeys 100 years ago. People were evil 100 years. Even the Bible says there is no new sin under the sun. People were sinning in Jesus' day. They're sinning today. You know, but when a 24-hour news cycle, people, oh, watch out for this. Oh, watch out for that. Goodness gracious. You know, we're having a dang fire in California. You know,
We
people
know
are
about
like,
it.
oh my goodness. And I'm saying, you're not smelling any smoke here in South Carolina. You're not feeling any heat in South Carolina, but you're all wrapped up in it, you know.
We've got to take a break.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.